Hello?
Hey, he's going. Ooh, yeah. Start from the start. How you going? Is anyone watching? About the only thing a Dremel's good for. So I try to get a bunch of polish compound on the wheel. Sort of spread it across all the frets when I start. The 4 or 5 that I'm going to polish. And then come back and slowly it all comes off the wheel and dries up. So come back and do the actual polishing after I've spread it across all the frets I plan to polish with that one little batch that I pick up. In case you care. Have a gaze. Yeah, pretty good. Get some more polish compound and just take the excess off by turning it on in the container. Full revs. Hit speed. What do you call it? Power band. I just run at about half speed so we don't heat the thread up too much. Because we heat them up too much and they could let go. I'll put a touch of super glue on there because it's an old guitar. The timber's starting to dry up a fair bit and cracking a little bit when I took them out. So I put a tiny bit of thick super glue on the back ridge of the fret before pressing them in. Heating them up too much might make that glue let go and make them raise a bit, which will screw up the previous honing that I've done. So yeah, just run at about half speed. Keep moving so it doesn't heat up too much. Now I'm just polishing one side of the fret here. spin the guitar around and do the other side before I'm finished. Because all the previous sounding marks are in line with the fret, it actually polishes quicker to go across the fret and it gets right into that bottom edge. Some more polished compound. Take off the excess. Bit past on that one. Looking alright. Alright, so one side of the fret's done. Spin her around. Oh, I might take the towel off first. I might do a video about this rig and how it's used. Basically it simulates string tension on the neck. So you get the neck as straight as you can with string tension on by adjusting the truss rod. And you assess its straightness with a decent straight edge. That's not just a bit of metal, it's a proper 1/4 inch steel straight edge from Veritas. Prior to setting up in this jig, I got the neck as straight as I could and then put it in playing position, so upright, got it in straighter because that's where it's going to be. It's not going to be flat under the weight of the headstock, it's going to be vertical. So I put it vertical, got it as straight as I could, and then took measurements with the dial gauges down here that show the bending of the neck. The body's strapped in tight, when you take those strings off, the neck springs forwards, sorry, backwards, because you've taken the tension of the strings off, so the neck springs back, the truss rod comes into effect and shows you the shape it would be without strings. So then you clamp the neck into the position after taking the readings. You match the readings it had with the strings on, and theoretically you should end up with the neck under the same tensions it was when it had strings on. So yeah, shit explanation number 400. In the meantime, let's get this thing done. Now there's enough polish compound hanging over the back of the fret. There's enough polish compound hanging over the back of the fret that I don't really need to add any more. I can just pick up the remainder that came from the first run, going the other direction. Yes. John, how you doing, mate? Sorry, I've got to kind of look at the back of the screen whenever I'm talking to people. Yeah, man, polishing the frets. Just did the hone and the crown. Now I've got to polish them. About the only thing a Dremel's good for. I've had this one about 10 years. If you can hear me. So I've had this Dremel about 10 years. Poor bugger. It's seen some shit. Had to take it apart recently because it had all blank spots in the speed control. Had blank spots, so you turn it and it would like bite and not bite and whatever. So they're not bad, these ones. I don't like the new ones, how they've just got off or two discrete speeds. This one's continuously variable. Sort of. So I pinned it down to this sort of like a conductive carbon track, like a potentiometer on the adjuster, and it was just covered in shit, so I took it off and gave it a hit with some alcohol. That did nothing, and then I actually gave it a hit with a bit of 1200 silicon carbide wet and dry sandpaper, and that cleaned it right up and came good. I almost went out and bought another one. Oh god, I would have lost, what, $80? Yeah, they're pretty cool. I don't know if they build the new ones like this anymore. This was made in Mexico. I'm pretty sure they're all made in China now. Not saying that's good or bad, but yeah, she's alright. Gets warm. So you know it's good. Alright, so we polished the face of the frets somewhat. Just check that they're all cool. They'll look cool. It's a bit light on those ones, I think. Might have another hit. Must have got distractimacated. Pretty good. I'm going to come back going in line because at the moment you can see some polish marks going that way. It's not really going to affect playability, but it just looks nicer when everything's in line. I'll give them a quick hit. You can still see a few sealing marks on those ones. Must have been a bit keen. Those four. Probably get him in a set. See how that looks. Yeah, pretty should go now. Alright. So now I've got to polish the ends. When I flushed them up, I sanded them flush with the neck with a 600 grit diamond stone. That one there, available from Bunnings. 600 grit's pretty good, but it's not polished. So I'll just give the ends of the frets a little hit. The wheel's getting a bit manky, but it'll work for a bit. I've masked everything off so it's not going to hit the fretboard edge. I like to go on the end and then right up the thread a bit. Like that. Nice and smooth. Capital V. Now we'll have to do this to the other side as well, so I have to swing the guitar around again. Really should get a proper die grinder or something for this. It's just too big. Alright. Go to the other side of the frets. Try to pinch the strings. Full stainless frets, John. Not that much longer really. They are a bit harder, but I'm using silicon carbide paper for the honing, which is on this, which is a ground straight edge. A little bit more, it wears your tools out a bit quicker. Everything I've got here is diamond tipped for the crowning, so it's not going to smash them, but you're just smashing it for a bit longer. Your arm gets a bit more tired, but you know, mine's used to that, so I'm sweet. Yeah, the fret wire is probably 50% more expensive, so you're probably talking like 20-30% more cost for stainless. I don't really get many people asking for it, so I haven't got it on my price list, but I should probably look at it. I've done Evo a few times, which is sort of halfway between the nickel silver alloy of the normal fret wire and stainless, sort of halfway between. Evo, it sort of felt the same to machine. It didn't really seem that much harder, but hey, it was pretty gold colour, so hey, it's worth the extra 30%. But I don't know, I've never used Evo on my own stuff. I've used it by request on other stuff. I don't know, it depends how often you play it. If you're not playing the thing 3 times a day, or you know, gigging every night, it's probably not really that critical. Sorry, excuse my neighbour there, he's doing his flooring with his drop saw and whatnot. But yeah, probably go Evo if you want to go halfway. Might be a good compromise. You see everything? Yeah, sure. Start the new buffing wheel. I'm just looking a bit tired. Yeah, just looking a bit all over the shop. I'll just flick it over for the moment. Grab a new one in a tick. Yeah, I'll be right. I think it goes without saying you need safety glasses for this. But nothing goes without saying anymore, does it? Right, so now all the ends are polished, they're looking pretty good. I just want to get rid of those cross buffing marks because I came through and did them like this. You can barely see them, but it looks a bit nicer when you go in line. It doesn't take long, so let's do it. Gets rid of a lot of the cruddy polish compound as well. There's still enough compound on that wheel to be able to polish effectively, so one first hit with the strings and you've got marks back in it anyway, but barely.
Ooh, shiny!
This is one of those times in life where it's good to be distracted by shiny things. Crap on the body there. It's just dust from the buffing wheel. No biggie. I just masked that area because it all gets into pickups and shit, otherwise it's a bit harder to clean out. Alright, we've got honed, crowned and polished frets. I did give the fretboard a little bit of sanding before that as well with a straight edge. It was a little bit wonky. It's probably I think it's a 94 Japanese Strat, so she's seen some shit. She's seen some seasons, and the neck did twist a little bit over all those years, but nothing major. We pulled it out with not very much sanding at all, so we didn't go through the inlays or anything dramatic. It was just a few corners. Just made it so you're not taking quite as much meat off the frets to get a dead flat. It's a 9-inch radius, this one. Yeah, this one's a 9-inch. The other one was a 7 1/4. So yeah, you don't get super low action on a 7 1/4 or a 6-inch radius unless you never bend strings, which everyone does. So I'll probably do a video about why that happens anyway. It's just geometrics. Is that a word? Geometry. I'll give that fretboard an oil, but first I've got to get out all the polish crap. So every one of those frets are just polished. There's a bunch of polish compound stuck in the corner there, so go through, clean all that out with my fingernail. See that? Then I'll give it an oil, and I'll do it all over again. And I'll give it another oil, and I'll do it all over again, and that cleans out those corners pretty well. And that's why full refrets cost over $300, because it takes fucking ages. See that? Yeah, she's a nice looking fretboard now, almost like new. There's a few little patches there where the fingernail holes are a little bit too deep to sand out without taking too much meat off, but that's okay, it looks pretty good. I gave it a sand with 400 grit before pressing the new frets in. Yeah, it should come up nice, but anyway, there you have it. Got a YouTube channel now too, so have a look on there. I do live videos from time to time. Oh, Narelle's watching. Hi Narelle. Hi Narelle. I don't know. Should I keep going or should I go and cook dinner? I need another screen so I can watch what he's writing. It's quite distracting. But I love it. Give it a blowjob. Yeah, looking pretty good. Man, it's a tedious job, eh? I'll just put that tape there to start with because the pickups collect a lot of shmoo. Now, the fret wire isn't, it's not magnetic, so the it's not ferritic, I should say, so it doesn't stick to the magnets on the pickup, but it just gets everywhere. I do this on my leftmost bench closest to the garage door, so I can just turn the air compressor on and just blow all that shit outside. Otherwise it's near my electronics end, which is the other end, and God knows where it'll end up, in some surface mount board, making something not turn on. Doesn't matter how big your workshop is, you'll still fill it with shit. It's like a gas, it just expands. No matter how big the space is, it fills it. Alright, so I'll give that a hit of oil. Now, the label's long gone, but I don't mind this one. It's Gilly Stevenson orange oil. I think you can get it from Bunnings. I might be mixed up on that one though, but it's pretty good. It doesn't seem to have any solvents in it like some of the others do that dry out real quick. It's probably not genuine 100% orange oil pressed by new virgins in Tibet, but it seems to be pretty good. I use it on my own gear, have done for the last 10 years. I used that for a test, and no dramas. Doesn't dry it out, doesn't crack it, doesn't eat finishes. Seems pretty benign, so that's what you want. Gilly Stevenson's orange oil. Orange finishing oil, I think it's called, or furniture oil or something. It doesn't have any waxes in it, so it doesn't go hard. I've left it on rags for weeks, and it doesn't go crispy. It stays oily, so that's good, because it's not, what do they call it? I don't know, some chemical process that makes things hard. Viagra? I don't know. Polymerized. That's what it is. Polymerized. It's not polymerized. I think that's it. Anyway. Polymerized. So I try to be pretty sparing with it. You don't want to get this shit everywhere. A little bit goes a long way. Really old fretboards that are dry as hell though, they do soak a fair bit of it up. So you might want to go 2 passes, ones that have been just ignored. Some fretboards have lacquer on them, so there's no point using this. Maple fretboards, for example. Some Asian guitars will have a finish on rosewood as well. So there's no point putting anything on that. You just want to clean them with a tiny bit of water on a rag, and just a lot of elbow grease. Get your fingers smooth out of it. American made guitars, the majority of them are made for finished in what they call nitrocellulose, which is a lacquer. It's one of the first lacquers ever developed. I think Henry Ford had a part in that. Yeah, I might be wrong. I usually am. You don't want to get any solvent at all on American guitars. This one's Japanese, so it's probably it might be nitro as well, but I'm being careful. Pretty sure they were some kind of polyester though. All the Japanese ones. I might have to look that up though. I don't know shit. But the American one's definitely nitro, and you don't want to get any solvent on that. Not even metho, not even beer, not even your own sweat. I've seen Gibson Les Pauls come in where the finish is just turned to jelly. You know, you're talking to 72 Les Paul, it would be worth a mint. And because of someone that eats too much Maccas or something, it's just, the whole finish is gone. It's, yeah, it's probably worth more now and looks relict. Fucking, anyway. Alright, so I've put a fair bit of oil on there, taken off the excess. I'll just go through and get the yeah, there's still a bit of crap coming out of that. It's alright, you can walk in. You're on video. Are you watching? No. Here's the woman that told me to talk on video, so I feel like a dickhead in my own garage talking to myself on fucking camera.
Your head's in the way, no one can see what you're doing.
My head's in the way. Oh yeah, it is, right. Yeah. So you guys been looking at my bald head the whole time. See you, babe.
Alright, see ya.
Have fun. I'm just going to be talking to myself. So you're staring at my head the whole time. Fuck. Gotta get better at this video shit. Nah, no one's probably watching anyway. Not even Mum's watching. Mum doesn't have Facebook. First video I had the radio on in the background and didn't even think. I got done for a copyright infringement because of the fucking songs on the radio. Oops. That's why everything's silent. Could get royalty free music, but it all sucks ass. Could pay some hobo to play slide guitar in the background, but that would be annoying. It looks alright, bit of crap on the end of the fret still, but Looking good, looking good. Now some of these guitars, I might grab a phone here, if anyone's watching. Now some of these guitars might be hard to tell from the, oh hang on, yeah there we go. I'll just grab a light. On some of these guitars, the bottom of that fret gets undercut, and you don't see it from the edge of the fretboard. This particular one, all the ends of the frets were visible, so I just made it how it was. Gibson guitars have binding, or you know, some other brands do too, but Gibson in particular have binding on the edges of the fretboard. So you have to undercut the tang, they call it. I'm not joking either. They call it the tang for the fret. Just grab a bit of fret wire and show you. Gibson guitars, or any guitar with binding, you generally cut the end of the fret like this. Might be hard to see. So I don't know if you can see that. At the end of the fret has a... See those little barbs there? Little dots across the fret wire? That's like a little spine down the bottom of the fret, and that's what sticks in the wood. You can probably see it there, yeah. So that bit needs to go in a slot in the wood. But if this binding, which is a plastic sort of lip that goes down the edge of some guitar fretboards, particularly Gibson's, that's probably the one everyone knows. The fret needs to step over that little lip so you don't see the spine of the fret from the edge. You just see the top of the fret that sits above the fretboard, and that's it. So I've got this little tool here. You cut the fret off. It's just a squarish edge, or end I should say. I've got this little tool which is like a modified, it's hard to tell with the background lighting, modified like a metal nipper. Now what that does is takes the spine off on just the end of the fret. See, now it's like that. You've taken the spine away on the very end. The end of the fret overlaps the binding, and everyone's happy. So anyway, don't need to do that on this guitar, but just thought you might like to know. Maybe not, maybe you don't give a shit. Good for you. My head's in the way again. Fuck. Alright, so I've cleaned up the edges of the frets. There's still a bit of crap in there, but give it another oil, see how she do. Pretty much wiped off all that excess oil last time, so I'll give this one a little time to sink in. So it'll have half a chance of protecting the fretboard against beer and sweat. I'll give her a restring in the morning and set her up. That and the red one from earlier. Hopefully 2 happy cut customers. Thanks for watching, if anyone's watching. Good on you, legends.